Why, hello, my name is Narelle and I'm in the conductor's seat today. Thank you very much for joining us on our next American adventure with Amtrak Vacations and trending North American holiday destination. As mentioned, my name is Narelle and I'm in the conductor's seat and I'm happy to take you on your Amtrak Vacations journey. But before we do, if you look over there on the right-hand side of your drop-down menu, you'll be able to see that you can actually download some handouts. Those handouts are actually things like how to customize a flyer, most popular itineraries, information about our onboard accommodations. So get in there and grab your copy. If you have any problems, we're more than happy to help you after this presentation. So Amtrak Vacations, why you'll love us. If you have never travelled by train before, or if you have travelled by train before, you'll know that there is flexible booking opportunities. We can custom fit and build any itinerary for you, as many days and within the budget of your choice. We can choose and select the hotels of your choice, ranging from 3-star onwards, and also we can connect into all of the national parks when it comes to accommodation. We actually have a lot of allotment there. So we are more than happy to put you into a beautiful accommodation, let's say like called Maswick Lodge, where we have fabulous accommodation already held aside because you are an Amtrak client. We can customize any of these packages from days to weeks to destinations, how long you want to spend in each place. But before we do start, I just want to go through our flexible booking conditions with you. These are on either new or existing reservations. You can change your travel dates or cancel rail vacation up to 5 days prior to departure. And this is without incurring any change or cancellation fees. So just like we are a vacation package company, we are fully flexible in how you make your booking and how often you can change. About us, the Yankee Leisure Group, we've got two main vacation brands with us, and that is Amtrak Vacations, and we're also rail bookers. So we sell the world when it comes to rail. So if you call us, we know rail all around the world, whether it be for America or whether it be for Europe, whether it be for Canada, you name it. We can sell anything from or reserve seats for you from standard class right through to first class, and also some of those luxury train lines also. When we're looking at America, the Amtrak vacation system map looks just like this. And we're going to have a look at a couple of the different trains that we can do on beautiful itineraries for you. So the Californian Zephyr, that red line going from San Francisco into Chicago, we're going to touch on that a little bit today. We're also going to touch on the Southwest Chief from Los Angeles into Chicago. You can see that Chicago is the hub, and that's why Chicago is a very popular place to come and visit. Also, as a side note, that's my favorite place. But these are all Amtrak trains, but they're all called something different. And we've got the systems to have them all talking to each other. Just like trying to match air, we can match the rail network for you. So what does make Amtrak Vacations different? Well, it's a bucket list itinerary. I don't know about you, but whenever I fly, the clouds are the same everywhere. So being on an Amtrak train, you can actually really experience that landscape from the serenity from every single second it's changing. You've also got the freedom and flexibility to get off the train at different stops, stay a night, and then jump back on again if that's what you'd like to do. But not only that, you can also got the freedom and flexibility on board the train itself. You can get up, stretch around, and the seating is rather generous. It is hassle-free. We don't require long check-in times and long check-in queues and needing to go through all of that security rigmarole. We are hassle-free. You merely rock up probably about 45 minutes before the train is due to depart, check in, and you're on your way. We are the official tour operator for Amtrak, so therefore Amtrak Vacations can get you everywhere that Amtrak train goes and pair it up with accommodation, whether it be accommodation in the middle of the city, whether it be accommodation right near the train station, we can look after you there. The best of all is we do provide a city-to-city service. So you could be going even from New York to Boston, very popular. That's a city-to-city service. Hassle-free right there. Now, all of our rail vacations are customizable, and look at these train stations. I think there's enough architecture there to also fulfill your time while waiting for your train to depart. There's plenty of different cafes as well, and there's also in some of them some lounges, depending on what class accommodation you do book yourself into. All of our vacations are customizable because your time is different from the person that you that you may be sitting next to. So we can cater for that. We've got the rails to the Grand Canyon. We can add in extra nights. We can add in extra cities. That's what customize means. You tell us where you want to go and how long you want to go there for. We can help build that for you. Some popular questions from what we're getting from a lot of you calling us at Amtrak Vacations. So I just want to go through some of those for you because a lot of you have logged on today probably hoping to hear the answers to some of these. Now, how far in advance can packages be booked? Well, we can actually book them 24 months in advance. And you're not necessarily locked into those dates. We can move dates around. We can move them from a day, from a week to a month, just depending on what your overall travel plans are. So we can actually book those though 24 months in advance. And all you need is $250 deposit. You don't need to pay up front. The observation cars are a really big asset when it comes to these Amtrak trains because that is what you're there. You're there to see the scenery, the escarpment, the wildlife, the cities. Who has access to the observation car? Everybody. We all do. When do you receive the travel documents? Very common question. Well, in fact, we actually send them to you approximately 3 weeks before departure. Being Australians, we know that you're traveling probably ahead of time and you might be doing other things other than just that rail journey. So if you let us know when you're departing the country, we'll make sure that you have those travel documents well and truly in advance. And so then you can also call our office with any additional questions you may have. We're going to have a look at some of these fantastic itineraries right now, and a lot of them will be to do with the gateways from Australia, because we know that air out of Australia is landing in San Francisco, Los Angeles. Very soon it'll be going direct to Chicago. So these are the popular itineraries that are coming out for Australians. So you will find likely other Australians traveling on board these Amtrak Vacations trains. It's the Great American Majestic Landscape, San Francisco. It's a 12-day itinerary. Now, I just want to explain how to read these maps here as well. The number 2 is how many nights you have in each place. And the arrow with the 1 is how many nights you're on board the train. So if you want that on-board rail experience, then definitely we can provide that for you. And we'll talk about some of the different accommodations later on in this little watch party that we're having. You'll be traveling on the Californian Zephyr, and that covers off 3 of the most scenic routes with Amtrak. So we looked at that map beforehand, and so these are some of the trains, and these are some of the routes that they go on. So the Great American Majestic Landscapes from San Francisco is one of our most popular itineraries. We do have this priced in from one-way Amtrak in coach accommodations, but let's also remember that there are a couple of nights on the train, so you might want to upgrade to possibly a roomette or a bedroom. And we'll have a look at what those sleeping cars look like very soon. It's only a little price extra to upgrade to a roomette. We also cater very much for the Grand National Parks with Yellowstone, Yosemite and the Grand Canyon. National Parks is a bucket list itinerary for so many people. It's just so beautiful out there, and it really is getting back to nature and just so different to what you'd see anywhere else in the world. And going through by Amtrak is the best way to access these national parks. And you'll also be catching the Coast Starlight along the coastal scenic route. And this is a beautiful and a very, very popular train. And we've also got the Southwest Chief. And this is some of the escarpment that's just second to none, the red rocks and the canyon views. You'll see there it's a double-story carriage. With some of our national parks, Yellowstone, Yosemite and the Grand Canyon, they're 3 of the biggest bucket list items that we have when we're visiting America, and we can cover that off in the one itinerary for you. Now, I do want to remind you that every every itinerary is customizable. If the train goes there, we do too. And we will get you there the day the train arrives and get you out the day the train departs. So it's as simple as that. We've also got a smaller itinerary there just up to the Grand Canyon, which is rails to the Grand Canyon, and that's a nice 5-dayer. The Southwest Chief, look at that beautiful image there, and that's traveling from Los Angeles to Williamson in Arizona. That is absolutely where you want to be in some of those glass viewing domes and the observation decks. The rails to the Grand Canyon, of course, is also another very well-priced itinerary because rail travel is very affordable and you really do get to experience everything that you are looking for. You get to see the scenery as well as the experience on board. And there's a lot of time to roam around and meet with fellow travellers also. The most popular one out of Australia, jazz, blues and rock and roll. I think that not only sounds cool, but it is cool. So we've got the leaving Chicago overnight into Memphis for 2 nights and then 3 days New Orleans. Now, if you haven't been to New Orleans, that's one of the beautiful buildings there of New Orleans, and it's just got the abundance of nightlife, fabulous architecture, and just that happy-go-lucky vibe. That's a beautiful thing about that itinerary. It really is themed, and for any of you music buffs, that one comes back with raging reviews. New York City and Boston. This is very, very popular. We all love New York, the city that never sleeps. And the best way to get out of New York is by train. And Boston is also a very, very popular destination for people wanting to see. But also so is Washington, DC as well. So there's a lot that we can do outside of New York, including some day trips. We've talked a little bit about the trains and those itineraries, but accommodation is also really important. Now, and that's only not accommodation on board the train, but it's also accommodation in the hotels. We have access to some amazing, amazing properties throughout North America, whether it be wanting to stay right near the train station if you've got an early departure, or if you would like to be right in the thick of it and amongst right in the city and let's say the heart of a city there, we can actually find you the hotel that is suitable for your choice. We do have a lot of different options between 3, 4 and 5-star options. And these are very standard American hotels. So the rooms are big. They generally come with 2 queen or double beds in there. So there's plenty of room in all of the North American hotels that we have to offer, depending on the city, of course, as well. Sometimes the cities that we go to need smaller accommodations, but really they're generally much bigger if you're, let's say, comparable to Europe. A question that we do get very often as well is packing for the train, where you can have 2 free carry-on bags and 2 checked-in bags. That's pretty good. We do recommend, though, that you do pack what you need on the train into a carry-on bag, just because it's easier than needing to go and access your luggage. But you do have access to your luggage through the train journey, but you really shouldn't need it if you pack everything into your carry-on bags, which is why they are generous and let you have 2 carry-on bags. And that can be stowed above your head, just like the coach accommodations right there. So the coach accommodations, look, they're very comfortable and economical. Coach class offers very large reclining seats with fold-down tray tables, and also we do have those overhead reading lights and overhead luggage racks. Plus the large panoramic windows, you can definitely sit back and enjoy and just look at that leg space there. It's very, very comfortable. When we're looking at a sleeper in a roomette, we've got 2 different sleepers. We've got a roomette and a bedroom. So these are bunk styles. So sometimes we find clients will end up booking 2 roomettes opposite each other if they can, just so they don't have to climb up onto the top bunk. But really, the roomettes are very compact. You have your own private seating area. You have a door. You have access to a shower facilities. You don't have the shower facilities in your roomette, as you can see by the size of it, but you do have access, and the only other people on these trains that has access to the shower facilities are other people in a roomette as well. The bedrooms are also a very popular choice. The biggest difference is they are bigger, There's more seating area, and you've got your own vanity as well as a toilet and bathroom facilities there as well. But generally, all of the sleeping cars, the accommodation provided, they're on the long distance trains, and it's up to you whether you would like to choose a roomette, a bedroom, or a bedroom suite even, which is 2 adjoining bedrooms. Now we can accommodate that up to 4 people. Daytime seating converts also, so into the beds at night. So what you're sitting on there becomes a bed, and vice versa. The bed becomes the seat. There are also electrical outlets. There's climate controls and there's reading lights. And there's also actually a small closet and fold-down table that are also well within easy reach. So they're generally your different styles there of sleeping cars and the coach there, just as a bit of a comparable. And it does come down to budget and how long you are traveling on that train for. The dining on the train, everyone likes to talk about food, and everybody does want to know what the food is like. So the dining is, there's a huge variety from chef prepared meals, including vegetarian. There's also children's meals. There's vegan, there's kosher. We can cater for anything. And these can also be ordered 72 hours in advance. But all meals are included if you were to purchase a sleeping car. Now, if you're in the economy tickets, we've still got access for you for cafe and the lounge cars. So these are available in most of the Amtrak long distance trains. The lounge car is actually a really, really popular place to grab a quick snack, unwind, or meet new people. This is where you can really get networking and just mingling and learn from other travellers' experiences. There's the upper level of the sightseeing cars, and also they offer the more dramatic views of the passing scenery with the wraparound windows as well. So there's a lot of different options there for when you are dining on the cars. But we do also welcome anyone to enjoy the snacks, and you can bring a lot of your own on board as well. We do also offer everyday discounts for children and seniors. So if you qualify here, make sure you call our team on 1300 650 257, and they will more than happily apply that discount for you. We all love to get a saving. So just a reminder there of the flexible booking windows that we have for you for new and existing reservations. Now we can do these flexibilities and change it up to 5 days prior to departure, and you will not incur any change or cancellation fees. The only changes will be if you end up going a completely different time and if some of the prices there have gone up, but we're not charging you for any of your changes, and we're not charging you to cancel. It does all depend on what the availability is at the time. But the best person to tell you are our knowledgeable consultants who deal with these bookings every day. So let's not forget to download some of your flyers there in the drop-down box on the right-hand side. Now, I do have a question because I'm very soon going to turn it over to questions to all of you. And I do want to thank you for joining me today. But what rail holidays are you interested in and when? Just type it in the little box there. Ah, Chicago or Chicago, they say. That's what the locals say, Chicago. Yes, absolutely. Look, if you're into your architecture shopping and just really a fabulous city, full stop, Chicago is by far the best place. Oh, yes, love it. New York, of course. New York is absolutely fantastic. Yep, national parks. Look, national parks is definitely on that must-see list when going to North America. Yellowstone, Yosemite, Grand Canyon, absolutely, we can get you there. New Orleans, yep, I totally agree with you there on the New Orleans. I unfortunately haven't traveled to New Orleans myself, but that is my #1 bucket list destination when I next go on my next Amtrak vacation. Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, look, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's contributing. I can still see a few more coming in. Oh, someone's looking at traveling in September this year. Well, why not? That's actually a really good time to travel because that's the turn of the season. So that's when the beautiful leaves are coming out on all of the trees. So absolutely fantastic. Yep, looking at traveling in September. So I'm just going to thank you all right now for joining me. Remember, you can call us direct on 1300 650 257. You can go and dabble with a few of the different itineraries as well. Amtrakvacations.com.au is where you can find a lot of the suggested itineraries. But do not forget, we work with every single travel agent, and we are more than happy to work with that travel agent and piece together that magical trip for you on your next American adventure. So I'm just going to turn it over now and answer a couple of questions from you. So a question came in a little bit earlier into the presentation, and it's, do you require payment up front? Well, actually, there's two ways to look at this. In most cases, no. No, we do not require payment up front. All we require is a $250 deposit, and that will lock it in at that rate. And then you can pay us 90 days prior to departure. However, if your travel is closer to departure, let's say within that 90 days, then you will need full payment up front. So we do take last minute bookings, but we also have people booking us 24 months in advance as well. So it really just depends on your individual situation. Oh, another question. Does Amtrak cross into Canada? Yes, it does. Actually, and I invite you all to my next webinar, it's Via Rail Vacations, and that will be next Tuesday as well. But Amtrak does cross into Canada, mainly across the two borders. So we've got the New York into Niagara, very popular itinerary, and then we've also got the Seattle into Vancouver. That's as far as Amtrak go, because Amtrak is America's national rail system, and Via Rail is Canada's national rail system. And guess what, folks? We are Amtrak Vacations, and our other brand, and we do have brochures for it, are Via Rail Vacations. So once we get people across the border, we do see a lot of itineraries that incorporate Amtrak Vacations and Via Rail Vacations, and we can piece all of that together for you. Yep, so as mentioned, we've got a webinar next week on Via Rail. Call us for 1300 650 257. It will take you 3 seconds to get through to a consultant. Order a brochure. We're happy to get those into the post to you, and we're very happy to have you start planning your fabulous North America getaway with us, whether it be for a week or whether it be for a month or whether it be for 2 months. It really depends. We can piece this together for you. I just want to thank you all very much for joining me today. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy. We love doing what we do. So we are more than happy to help you, and we really would just love to speak with you on the phone and see how we can service you, or get your agent to call us and we'll be more than happy to speak to your travel agent. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a good day.